Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, my name is Edie. How are y'all doing tonight? Sunset Crane. Hello, everybody. So, I'm working on a 16 by 20 canvas. It is 16 this way, 20 straight up and down. If you're working on something different, that is okay. As long as you're in the general area that I'm in, you're going to be fine. The brushes this evening are, I call him Big Boy. He's a 1-inch flat. We have Mini Me. He's a small shader and a detail brush. Mr. Nifty is in the house. There he is. That's all you need. The paint is always the same paint every single time. White, yellow, red, blue, and black. So, hope everyone's doing well. All of my videos are free to watch. Tips are appreciated. You will see the link for PayPal. You will see that Stars is activated. I also have a Venmo, which I will share that link now. All of the replays are available on YouTube. Same name, Eve's Artistry. Did I introduce this as Eve's Creations? Eve's Artistry. I will get that down in my noggin eventually. It's all the same person. It's all the same person. It's all me. Streamlining the business name. That's what we're doing around here. So, Eve's Artistry Paint Party. There you go. And let's see. The YouTube is the same exact name, and so is the TikTok and the Facebook and the Instagram and everything else. So if you look up Eve's Artistry, you are going to find this person. So say hello, hello, hello. If you're painting with me tonight, let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight, right? And we're going to get this started. The almighty blank canvas, but we're going to hit it with our almighty brushes. Swoop! There it is. So, the first thing we're going to do is you dampen your brush, right? You just want it to damp. You don't want it dripping. You're going to dampen your brush, and we're going to start off with yellow and some white. A little bit of white is just to add extra coverage. And we're going right in the middle. Right in the middle, and we're blending tonight, so we have to move rather quickly. You always want to make your yellow area bigger than what you actually want it to be, because this will get swallowed up in no time. So you want to make sure that you are adding your yellow and making the area bigger than what you actually want it to be. So we are going to fill the whole center of this canvas with the yellow. Yes, yes. Just swiping back and forth. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Hello, Joan. How are you doing, sweetheart? Okay, we're just swiping back and forth. Making sure we have good coverage. Making sure there's good coverage. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab, hello Joan, we are going to grab some yellow with a microscopic amount of red paint. So we got a whole lot of yellow and a microscopic amount of red paint. Just a little bit, just a smidge, and we're going to go on the outside. Start on the outside, work your way in. Start on the outside, work your way in. Swiping back and forth. Now you need to do this while all of your paint is still wet. So, hopefully we can get through this with it being still wet. So a little bit of red and more yellow, and we are going to go around the whole outside of our painting. It didn't, Joan. I noticed that your frog did not come up. Okay, so with grabbing more yellow on my brush, I'm going to go into these areas and soften it out. See how quickly that yellow gets chewed up? See how quickly it gets chewed up? It did not. So now I'm going to dip my brush into some water. I'm going to tap it off lightly, and we are going to soften all of this up. All I did was dip it in water, guys. That's all I did. I'm just dipping it in water. And we're going to soften this all out. Just by dipping our brush in water. That's all. That's all. Swiping back and forth. That's all I'm doing. With some extra water on my brush. That's all I'm doing. Swiping back and forth. Blending it all together. Hello, Chuck. How are you doing, sweetheart? Swiping back and forth. That's all. Okay, so I'm going to show you that one more time on the bottom of the canvas. All right, so this way you can really see how the blending works. Okay, so we did it all on the top. You can do the whole canvas at once, but I am just going to doing fantastic, Chuck. I'm going to just show you again on the bottom of the canvas. So what did we do? We started off with some yellow and some white. Okay, I'm going to put that onto my canvas. Yellow and white. I'm going to make the yellow area bigger than I want it to be. Okay, we're going to make the yellow area bigger than what I actually want it to be. Alright, and you're using a good amount of paint. Not goppy-gooby, but also not to where you're scruffing your paint on your canvas, okay? So you're using a good amount of paint. And then the next thing that I did was grab a tiny bit of red with the yellow and go on the outside. Okay, we're going to go on the outside. And then very easily, hello, Kristen, right? With my brush, pretty much no paint left on it. You're just going to swipe back and forth. And you have to do this while all of your paint is wet. If you don't do this while your paint is wet, it's not going to blend together. Okay, and I am just swiping back and forth. That's all I'm doing. Getting rid of any of those harsh lines. That's all. Okay, once I have that filled in, my brush does not have any more paint on it. Okay, hardly any paint on it. Wipe off the excess. You're just going to dip your brush into some water. You're going to make it extra moist. extra moist. Hello, Dawn. How are you doing, sweetheart? And we're going to just swipe back and forth. And really soften everything out. Really soften everything out just by swiping back and forth. Okay, that's all you need to do. All I did, Dawn, was excuse me, honey. Hello, Carolyn. We just started off with yellow and white. All right. Well, let me show you again, because we're going to do it again where our water is going to be. We're going to do it so it's lighter. Okay, so same exact process. And this is going to be the third time to do this because I want you guys really to understand this whole blending thing. Really, really, really do. So if you have any questions, hello, Carolyn, you just let me know. So I'm going to grab white and yellow on my brush. And we're going to cut across. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take the white and yellow. I'll show you in a second, Kristen. We're going to take the white and the yellow. And we're going to go down the center. Okay, and you make your yellow areas bigger than what you want them to be. Okay, so white and yellow. Going down the center. And then all you do is you grab a little bit of red with your yellow. You come off to the side. Right? You get your excess paint off of your brush. So far away from your actual yellow. I'm going to wipe off my brush. And then I'm going to swipe in and out. Swipe in and out. And you have to do this while your paint is still wet. You don't do this with your paint still wet. It's not going to work. Once I do that, I'm going to dip my brush into water. I'm going to leave extra water in my brush so it's nice and moist. And then we're going to sweep back and forth. Okay, so that is the whole process to do the whole thing. This is what we're painting, Kristen. Yes, exactly, Carolyn. You got it, darling. Exactly. Wet on wet blending. Right? Blending with acrylic, it has to be wet paint. Has to be wet paint. Hello, Penny. How are you doing? All right, so in our painting, our sky is a little bit of a deeper red. So I am going to grab yellow again with a little bit more red. And I'm going to come up into these corners here and sweep in some darker red color. Thank you, darling. You're welcome, hon. Sweep in the darker red color. That's all. Okay. And I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to grab just yellow. And we're going to sweep in the yellow in the middle so we can soften the edges. Right? Just yellow. You know how I like to make everything gold, gold, gold. So I add just the yellow now onto the canvas. So this way, everything gets softened out. You get that really pretty gold color. And any of the brush marks you still have will be softened again. Okay, if you're getting very strict brush marks, it's because your paint's not wet enough. Okay, you're not using enough paint. It dried on you. Okay, so you can add a little bit more water just on your brush and try to soften them out. You can add your lighter color back in and sweep that to make them softer, and then try and add the dark again with everything being wet. All right, so those are different things you could try if it's just not working out for you. Okay. All right, now I'm going to grab Mini Me and we're going to put our sun in. So I'm going to grab white paint. I'm going to find my center. Okay, and I'm going to parentheses this way, parentheses that way. It'll give me a basic circle shape to where I can fill and fix. Right? If you don't want to freehand a circle, you could always get yourself a template. It's allowed. It's allowed, but the more you try drawing circles, the better at it you're going to get. So, completely up to you. I would try it on your own, and then if you are still not happy with it, you could always grab yourself a little template, put it on that way. Alright, now we need the reflection in the water, so I'm going to grab just white. Ah, hello Kenna, how you doing, sweetheart? Thank you so much, Dawn, I appreciate that. So we're going to grab just the white, and we're going to zigzag zoom down the center. Nice to meet you, Kenna. Nice to meet you. Okay, just down the center. That's all we're doing. Zigzag zoom, just zigzag zooming my brush back and forth. Make sure you do that with a shader brush. Don't do that with a round brush. You will destroy your round brush. Okay, and we're going to bring it down. Right, bring it down, all the way down. You guys can do this. You guys can do this. Blending is tricky for a lot of beginners, but it is not impossible. Excellent, Kenna, excellent. It is not impossible. You guys can totally do this. Totally do this. If you don't know what you're doing wrong, you could always direct message me on Facebook and I can walk you through it if you'd like. But it is possible. You guys can do this. Okay, so I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm just going to grab a little bit more white, brighten up my sun. Follow that curve. Okay, there we go. Now, there's purple in our sky. So I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. I'm going to get all that yellow paint out of them. And we're going to grab red and a microscopic amount of blue. Microscopic amount of blue, and we're going to grab some red paint. Okay, we're going to do a little dab. Make sure it's like a little purpley color for ourselves. And very, very lightly, how are we going to do it? Very, very lightly, holding our brush back here, sweeping motions, none of this stuff. Back here, sweeping motions. And we are just going to sweep in some darker clouds. Right? Not a lot of paint, lots of water on the brush. Not to the point of dripping, but to where everything's moving and flowing for you very nicely. Okay, and you can add your purple clouds. Alright, cool beans. Now we're to the point of playing with black paint. You want to make sure your black paint is not goopy. Okay, so nice and soft and pudding-like. How do we want it? Pudding. That's how we want it. Alright, we're going to come over here. We're going to put in our little island. I'm using my shader brush right now. Cutting it across. Right, then I'm going to take Mr. Nifty, my small detail brush, and put a corner on it. Just like that. Right, guys? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our big boy brush. Swirl, tap, dab. We're going to get the extra water out of the brush. Lots of times it depends on how... Pudding. I like pudding too, Chuck. Pudding. Lots of times it depends on how much water you have on your brush for what your paint is doing. So this next step, like we did this whole thing and I kept saying add water, add water, add water for the blending. Now you're going to make sure your brush is on the dry side. And I'm going to grab black paint just on the tip of my brush. And we're going to go along the bottom and we're going to flick upwards. And that is going to give us all of our grassy areas. Alright? And you could turn the brush vertically and put in some longer flicky-doos. Okay? You can do longer flicky-doos. Alright? So, grabbing black paint just on the tip of the brush, flicking upwards. Turning my brush the other way, making sure I have a nice thin edge. Flicky, flicky. And you will get all these really cool little grassy things. Just like that. Easy peasy. Alright? Horizontally. Flicking upwards. Turn the brush. Some flicky flickies. That's the technical term, guys. Flicky flickies. Flicky flickies. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is we're going to put our crane in. Woot, woot. Now you guys can totally do this crane. I know you can. I have the utmost confidence in you. You've got this, right? You're going to grab your shader brush, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a line. You're going to draw a line at an angle. Just like that. Once you have your line at an angle, you're going to make a teardrop. No, not a teardrop. Yes, a teardrop. I'm sorry. You're going to make a teardrop. So you're going to oval around that way, and you're going to oval around this way. Okay? And you're going to fill it in. Why did we draw the line first? So you can get your oval angled on the right angle and even on both sides with the angle. Okay? If you go to just paint a teardrop at an angle, you'll have to have some practice first to make sure it's even Steven on both sides. Okay? Once you have that, you're going to put this big brush away. You're going to grab your detail brush. Now make sure your paint is like pudding. If it's not like pudding, it's not going to work out very nicely for you. We're going to follow up around this curve. You're going to go in a little bit. And then you're going to pull that outwards. Now, his neck and his body are about the same size. Okay? Just to let you know. This whole neck area and the body area are about the same size. There you go, Chuck. There you go. Okay? So once you get to it being about 3/4 of the size, that's when you're going to do your little angle inwards here, your little hook. That works with any shape too, Chuck. When you're doing hearts, when you're doing squares, when you're doing butterflies, any shapes. Okay? Always do your angled line first. Put your shape evenly on both sides around that angled line. Okay? Then we're going to come from the back end here. Bring it all the way in and swoop upwards. Okay? Fill and fix. Once you have that area, okay, we're going to do the little hook. Once you have the little hook, you're going to bring the top part up and around. Okay, and then you're going to draw in the line for the beak. Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. You guys can do this. I know you can do it. Right? And then you could go back in and smooth out any of your edges, smooth out your connections. Okay, you guys can do this. I know you can. The next thing you want to do is on the back here, his wing hangs out. You got a little dent there for where the wing is compared to where the tail feathers are. So you just want to make this a little beefier right there. And then put the tail feathers at a triangle. Alright, every time you see my hand go away, I'm grabbing more paint. All right, these detail brushes are not markers. Okay, you have to keep loading them with more paint. So every time you see me pull my hand away, I'm grabbing more paint. That being said, we're going to come over here. We're going to find the middle between this and this, which is right about there. You're going to put in 2 little triangles, right? Triangles. You guys can do triangles. 2 little triangles. And then straight lines down. Right? At an angle. Putting your lines at an angle. Don't keep going over them. The more you play with it. No worries, Debbie. It's all good. How you doing, doll? All right. The more you play with it, the bigger they're going to get. So don't play with them. Leave them there and keep it moving. All right. So next thing that you do is you're just going to add all of your fun little shoreline grassy bits. Right? So we have sweeping reeds, which sweep your hand, right? Your whole arm. Don't, like this. Okay, so you put your brush here, and then you sweep your arm. Swoop. Faster you go, thinner your line's going to be. Okay, if you go slow, you're going to press hard, and then you're going to wind up making really thick lines. You just place your brush, right? Keep your brush still, move your arm. Just like that. That's all you need to do. And you can put as many of these in as you want. See, now that one, I went slower and I was pushing hard. That's how I wound up with all the bumples in there. I don't mind the bumples because in nature, you will have that reed that's maybe swaying in the wind a different way or a little twisted up or whatever it may have you. So I am okay with having those kind of imperfections. Mother Nature was not an engineer. She was an artist. All right, the flicky doos on the top are just little dots pointing outwards. That's all those are. Little dots pointing outwards. The next grassy things were just shorter. So we have little pieces coming up like this, adding the dots going upwards at an angle. Okay, we had the, I don't know, some people call them cata somethings, and other people call them punks. I don't know what you call these things, but to me they look like a hot dog on a stick. That's what they look like to me, a hot dog on a stick. Right? Tell me that doesn't look like a hot dog on a stick. Again, if you notice, I'm drawing my lines. I am moving my hand, not the brush. Okay? I'm moving my hand, not the brush. Got to make sure your black paint is like pudding. If it's thicky, cattails. Thank you, Kenna. Thank you so much. You call them cattails, Chuck? All right, cattails. Those things. Hot dogs on a stick. Cattails. There you go. Cattails. All right. I keep saying cat of 9 tails, and the 9 shouldn't be in there. I don't know. Maybe because cats have 9 lives, I keep wanting to add 9 on there. Who knows? All right. So you could also take your brush and do little sweeping things, right? Whatever adds to the silhouette. There's 3 little rocks in the water. 1, 2, 3. It's up to you if you want to add them or not. Put the grass in front of them. Cattails in Canada too. Oh, see? Well, there you guys go. Cattails. right? And you're just going to fill in all of this shoreline area with all of your cattails, little reed things, sweeping little wheat looking things. Aren't you glad we get so technical around here? I am definitely not a botanist. Okay, the more you add, the more interest you'll have. Do some flicky-doos, right? And then you do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now, sometimes it's easier. Make sure you have stuff crossing over each other too. Okay, they're not all perfectly lined up. Things cross over each other. So make sure you have pieces crossing over each other. So, you might find that it's tricky. You might find that it's tricky to go in the other direction, right? To go this way. So, turn your canvas. Turn your canvas so you're drawing like this. And then you can turn your canvas so you're drawing like this. So you don't have to, like, go this way with your arm. You could turn your canvas around to go this way with your hand if that's more natural to you. So whatever feels more natural to you. If going the opposite direction is tricky, turn your canvas. And we're just going to add some sweepies in here. If you notice again, I am moving my whole arm. I'm placing the brush and moving my arm. Right, put some of these cattails. Ha! I got it. Some of these cattails in here. Right. Put some of the little wheat things. Little dots. And you guys can totally do this painting. Totally do this painting. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. So, we had Joan, Chuck, Kristen, Dawn, Carolyn, Penny, Kenna, and Debbie. Welcome in, guys. I hope you enjoyed painting this. Make sure you paint this. Make sure you send me a picture of your finished painting because I want to see your amazing things. And if you're having difficulties, you could always direct message me on Facebook at Eve's Artistry. The replay will be on YouTube, Eve's Artistry. Okay, PayPal and Venmo. Guess what? Eve's Artistry. Are you catching the theme here? Right? It's so pretty, and it's nice, and it's simple, and it goes with everything, and it's not too busy, and it's just a very, very, very pretty painting. So, absolutely, you could give it as a gift. Keep it for yourself. Whatever you want to do. You guys have this. I know you have this. I showed you the blending. You're going to be doing it tomorrow for sure. Excellent, Chuck. Excellent. So, you guys have a lot of fun with this one, all right? And if you're having any difficulty, you can direct message me on Facebook. That is fine. If you give support of $5 or more, you get the little nifty brushes for free. So you could direct message me your address with your proof of support. So anytime you need to get in touch with me, you can either email me at evesartistry@yahoo.com, or you can direct message me through Facebook. And I'm going to be seeing you guys all really soon. So, thank you so much, guys. I love you, fam. You all warm my heart. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And, I did send you something, Joan. I did. You are so welcome, Carolyn. You are so welcome. So, Joan, for appreciation of your support, since I think I've been doing these, I sent you a little something. Okay, so enjoy, and if you don't see it soon, I'll give you the tracking numbers. All right. You guys are absolutely amazing. You all warm my heart. You have a great night, everybody. Love you.